Paranormies, it's Alice, and you're on the light side of the paranormal. Today I am doing yet another entry into my new Urban Legends of the Caribbean series. I'm just so glad that it's so outside of the norm for what is considered to be overdone here on YouTube, and I like shining a light on these other beliefs that you may not have already heard about. It's also really interesting to me because being here in the paranormal world on YouTube, there are many recurring themes that we're seeing over and over and over again that we all pretty much know about. And it's just less fascinating to me to study things that I've already heard so much about. So when I'm doing research for these videos, I get to learn just as much as you if you are not already from the Caribbean / know about Caribbean folklore. And quickly before we get started, if spooky and paranormal content is your jam, become a part of our Paranormy fam by clicking that subscribe button. Today's topic is Papa Bois, which translates to Father of the Forest or Father Wood. The stories of Papa Bois have originated in Trinidad, Tobago, and St. Lucia, but have quickly spread throughout the Caribbean as a whole. You may be asking, who is he? Well, Papa Bois and the stories of him are actually the oldest tales of folklore within the Caribbean. And it's said that the tales of Papa Bois specifically have been passed through like the very first inhabitants of the Caribbean islands, which is so cool, that's so historical. And like many other beings in folklore, Papa Bois is actually seen as a good guy, and he's very positive as an entity. All the more reason to cover him because we are the light side of the paranormal after all. His main purpose is to protect the flora and fauna of Caribbean islands and just the forest in general. His default or main form is a half man, half goat, separating at the waist, the top half being human and the lower half being of a goat. Oh, that is, of course, apart from the two horns protruding from his forehead. They're like large ram horns, but in some of the depictions they are small. Now, this style of body might sound familiar from other folklore that you may have heard of, but this is where it gets very unique. Papa Bois has a full beard of leaves. He's so majestic. And his entire body, including the human half, is really, really hairy. He's also been known as, like, hairy man. That's a thing. Something especially cool about him is that he actually has the ability to shapeshift into a very convincing deer, and he uses this strategically. In an effort to protect the wildlife, he transforms into this deer to lure hunters deep and deep and deeper into the forest until they eventually get very lost. Very similar to the Duen from the last episode. It all connects. The Duen are said to actually help Papa Bois sometimes, and a lot of these beings within Caribbean folklore all connect. Also, in regards to his appearance, he often is seen sporting a hollowed out bullhorn on either a necklace or a belt, and he'll blow into it, sounding an alarm to let all of the animals know that a hunter is near and to be careful. He's such a good guy. What a friggin' sweetheart. When you see him, there are some very specific rules that you must follow if you want to have a good experience with Papa Bois. Rules for your interaction include speaking with manners and being very overly polite. He will not tolerate rudeness, which I love. Greet him properly, and the best way to do this is by saying Bonjour, vieux papa, which means hello, old father. Old is not, like, calling someone old is not polite in my opinion, so I don't know why that's his preference, but maybe he sees it as being very wise. I don't know. I just felt like I needed to have my 10 cents on that. But the final rule is the most important one. You must maintain eye contact the entire time that you're in front of him, speaking to him, interacting with him, and by all means do not look down at his lower half, and especially his hooves. He hates that. Now, I wasn't able to find any specific information as to what happens if you don't follow these rules, but it just says that bad things will happen. So I'm going to leave that up to your imagination. However, if you know more about this story, please comment down below and let us know what these scary consequences might be. In conclusion, Papa Bois actually has a wife, and she goes by the name Maman de l'eau, which means mother of the water in French. And Maman, she is a much more strict and harsh protector of the forest. Her tactics are much more terrifying, we could say. But I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger with that. I'm not going to give too much away about her because she deserves her own video in this series. Let me know in the comments section if you're excited to see that, or if you have any others that you think I should cover specifically. I'm going to try and keep this in terms of the realm of the Caribbean folklore, but we can then jump to other places as well in the folklore that may be there. There's just so much to cover here. So basically, in summary, in short, Papa and Maman, they have zero tolerance for the disrespect and destruction of nature and the unnecessary killing of animals and wildlife. Well, that is all that I have for you today on yet another Caribbean folklore story, Papa Bois, Father of the Forest. Boop that like button to help us in the algorithm, please. And be sure to turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss a single video in this series. There's so much to uncover here. Like I said, I could go on and on forever about that. I'm really having a good time studying these, and I hope that you're enjoying watching them. And if you haven't already, be sure to follow us on Instagram at TLS_paranormal. Jen and myself also have personal Instagrams, and those will all be in the description for you. And as always, live your life with love and light, and we'll see you next time. Bye!